Today we're going to be looking at a Know Your Customer or KYC use case by combining a more structured, discrete data set, such as some kind of internal client data, with a more unstructured public data set, specifically using article data from a series of market journals. We're going to see how the entities within each intersect and how we can analyze those together as a graph, and then look at how we analyze those using Hume's ability to leverage third-party applications to kind of get a holistic view into that data. So without further ado, let's dive into the data. I'm going to start by looking up our client. In this case, it's going to be Amazon. And I'm going to look for our corporation node, which represents Amazon. Let's crack it open and see what it contains. So here we can see a number of different entities related to Amazon. We can see its headquarters based in the location of Seattle. We can see at the time of the data was recorded, Jeff Bezos was still their CEO. We can see they're in the retail sector, and we can see this entity Amazon, which represents the corporation within our unstructured market data. So now let's take a geographic view into our data set to start to see whether or not our client might be affected by this event. So let's crack open Google Maps and take a look to see if they've been a part of the affected area. So now I'm able to render Google Maps directly within Hume without ever having to open a new tab. Again, these tools are directly at our fingertips and we're able to access them very quickly. I can start to zoom around and see that Amazon is in kind of northern Seattle and won't be affected by the events happening. We can start to get a deeper look by actually using Street View to get a more boots on the ground perspective. This is particularly helpful in things like fraud, where getting a boots on the ground view of a client's location can tell you a lot about how they're doing business. Judging by the decor, I don't think Amazon is hurting, and we have this nice gentleman here to greet us at the door, so I think they're doing all right. Now let's take a look at the article data to see how that might tie into our location. So let's take a look at the news articles for Seattle. And I can see there are several for the Seattle area, but specifically one that mentions Amazon here. So let's dig in and take a deeper look to see if that's something that might be affecting our client. So I'm going to grab the web page for this article, again, rendered directly within Hume, so I don't have to ever open a new tab or anything of the sort. And now I can scan through, start to look at these numbers, and start to see whether or not this is a favorable article for our client, which might bode well for us, or potentially something negative, which we might need to keep an eye on. So now let's take one more look at our data to see how the other companies in Seattle rank up against Amazon as far as profit. So let's take a look at the other organizations within Seattle. Looks like there's 9 others. We'll select them all. And now let's compare our profit across them. And now we can see Amazon stands well above the rest in the Seattle area. So if this is an investment that we're making, we might want to double down on it. It looks like Amazon's doing all right. So this has just been a couple ways to use different aspects of Hume's visualization to see multiple perspectives of the underlying data within our data set. Make sure to check out more of our content over at graphable.ai/blog and on YouTube. And we look forward to seeing you.